All right. T.O., give me the one matchup that needs to happen in March.
Oh boy, that needs to happen in March. I would really like an Arizona Gonzaga matchup. If I just for the coaching, just for the coaching aspect of it, the talent aspect of both teams, like that would be a massive matchup. Tommy Lloyd versus Mark Few would be an incredible storyline. So that one.
I don't know if there's one that would affect everybody more in the Northeast, in the Big East, than if on Saturday night at Madison Square Garden, Providence meets Connecticut for the Big East championship, because there is real bad blood. And the Garden is going to be en fuego if that occurred. So it would require UConn to likely have to beat both Seton Hall and Villanova. Of course they can. They've done it. Villanova will be out for revenge. But if we get Connecticut Providence, that is a dream matchup at the world's most famous arena.
That it may burn the entire building down. I don't know if Madison Square Garden will exist after that happens. So that was one of mine. I got a bunch that I really want to see. I want to see Auburn, Kentucky in the SEC tournament title game, because you know that place is going to be half Kentucky fans, half Auburn fans. Auburn fans travel. It's going to be that would be a sick environment. Arizona Gonzaga for a national title potentially would be unbelievable. But what I want to see in the national title game, which I think would be the absolute perfect matchup and the dream matchup, and I think that all of Turner's executives would agree with me here. Coach K, last game ever, chance to win a title in his last game, going up against his arch nemesis and the ultra villain, John Calipari. Can you imagine that? For a national title, last game that Coach K ever plays or ever coaches. That's the dream. That'd be perfect. I don't think you can get much better than that. All right.
That would be a good one.
That would be wild. That would be wild.
We're going to go to the feel-good story of the month here. Then Fanta's going to jump off because he's got a meeting he's got to get to. And T.O. and I will talk a little bit about the postseason awards. So last question that we're going to ask here. T.O., give me your feel-good story for the month of March. What is everybody going to fall in love with this month? Can I give you mine while you guys think about it?
Yes. Yeah, do that.
Longwood head coach Griff Aldridge. We had him on last night. Longwood is notoriously one of the single worst programs in all of Division I basketball. Griff Aldridge, like he's not a guy that's been a lifer in this. He's basically been doing it for like the last couple of years, and he did some stuff on Wall Street. I think he was like a pharmaceutical,
he's an oil guy,
like an oil guy. Like he's been on a whole bunch of different stuff. He's been at Longwood now for, let me make sure I got this right, for 4 years. First year he got there, they were 16 and 18 overall. They went 5 and 11 in is that the Big South? It's the Big South, right? Yeah.
Big South.
So
yeah.
4 years later, Longwood, 26 and 6. They went 15 and 1 in league play, and they blew out Winthrop for the Big South tournament championship. He's now in the NCAA tournament. These are the kind of stories that happen in March. They're the kind of stories that you only get out of college basketball. These guys coming from like literally nowhere to go out and win league championships, get into the NCAA tournament, and play on the sport's biggest stage. I don't think there's anywhere else in sports, anywhere in the world, where you get stuff like this. Maybe the Olympics a little bit, and sometimes for the FA Cup out in England for soccer. But I mean, for the most part, this is where you get stories like that. And Griff Aldridge is the perfect example of one of these. Fanta, give me your feel-good story of the month.
I think that America could fall in love again with Jim Larrañaga. Miami has had a good enough year to hear their name called on Selection Sunday. And when Turner and CBS are doing the tournament coverage, you're going to hear the story. And Vern Lundquist's famous line, "By George, the dream is alive," when George Mason was able to pull off shocker after shocker in the NCAA tournament. So I think that Jim Larrañaga is one of the good guys in the sport. We don't know how much longer Jim Larrañaga is going to be coaching. I mean, that's not speculation. It's just the man he's an older gentleman, but he's a good all-around guy, and he's a great coach. And I think that if he could lead his Hurricanes to a tournament win, I think you'd see some real tears because he's been through a lot. It sounds like with Miami, it sounds like he's told the story on our platform of what the NCAA stuff did to that program. And when you come full circle, when you've met the bottom of the barrel, or when you've been there and people don't care about your program because you've gone through a bunch of crap, and then when you win a tournament game or win a game of major significance this time of year and you get the TV coverage and all that, Jim's been through a lot, but I think that if he could win a game in the NCAA tournament, I think he'd remind people why we fell in love with him at George Mason too. So my feel-good story is Coach Larrañaga. I'm happy for him, and I'm happy for that Miami program. I think they've had a nice bounce-back year and a surprising year at that. I did not expect them to be a tournament team, and they're on the track to be so.
I've got nothing. I'm not like this ushy-gushy guy when it comes to some of these. Like everybody goes through some kind of hardship.
Well, sometimes it's
it's so messed up. Like I realize how bad that is. I don't really have one because I don't know this stuff. Like I don't read this stuff as much. I probably need to, but I just don't. So sorry. This is one where I'm blanking.
T.O. is heartless. That's what.
Not heartless. I just don't know. I just don't know. They haven't all come out yet. Dana's going to write a beautiful piece on some kid in the Big East who's just awesome, and I don't know anything about it. It's going to be something. So I'm sorry, guys. I just don't know yet.
That fan is so upset about this that he's leaving the Zoom.
I'm heading out.